Here's a number that should shock you. According to the Federal Reserve's most recent data, the bottom 50% of Americans, that's over 160 million people, own less than 3% of the total wealth in the country. 3%. And this isn't just an American problem. Studies from Credit Suisse show that globally, the wealthiest 1% own nearly 46% of all household wealth on the planet. So the question isn't, can you build wealth? Millions of ordinary people have done it. The real question is, why don't most people? Today, we're going to break down the 5 core reasons why 90% of people never build real wealth. And more importantly, what you can do differently starting today. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is about one thing: understanding money clearly so you can make better decisions with it. No hype, no get-rich-quick promises, just honest, practical financial education. Let's get into it. The first reason is the most fundamental, and most people never question it. From the moment we're born, we're taught one financial model: go to school, get a job, work hard, collect a paycheck. And on the surface, that sounds reasonable. The problem is the math. If you earn $4,000 a month and you spend $3,800, you have $200 left. You can work harder, get a raise, earn $5,000. But if your lifestyle expands with your income, which studies show happens to over 70% of people, you're still left with the same $200. This is what economists call lifestyle inflation, and it's a silent wealth killer. The wealthy think differently. They ask a different question. Instead of, how much can I earn? They ask, how much can I own that earns for me? That shift from income to assets is the foundation of every significant fortune ever built. Warren Buffett didn't build $100 billion by working more hours. He built it by owning things that worked while he slept. The first step to escaping this cycle is simple but uncomfortable. Stop increasing your lifestyle every time your income increases. The gap between what you earn and what you spend, that gap is where wealth is born. In 1972, a Stanford psychologist named Walter Mischel ran what became one of the most famous experiments in psychology. He sat children in a room, placed a marshmallow in front of them, and said, "You can eat this now, or wait 15 minutes, and I'll give you 2. Then he left the room. What happened next was fascinating. Most children ate the marshmallow within 3 minutes, but the children who waited. When researchers followed up decades later, they found those children had higher SAT scores, better health outcomes, stronger relationships, and significantly higher net worth. This isn't about willpower. It's about your relationship with the future version of yourself. Most people spend money as if their future self doesn't exist. They buy the new phone on credit. They choose the vacation over the investment. They pick comfort today over freedom tomorrow. Here's a statistic that makes this concrete. The average American carries over $6,000 in credit card debt at interest rates between 20% and 29%. That means they're paying thousands of dollars every year just to own things they already consumed. Wealthy people do the opposite. They delay consumption and accelerate accumulation. They ask, is what I'm about to spend this money on worth more than what it could become? $500 spent today on something you don't need, or $500 invested at 8% annual return for 20 years. That's $2,330. Every financial decision is a trade between your present self and your future self. The wealthy consistently choose their future self. Here's something that should make you angry. In most countries around the world, Financial education is not part of the school curriculum. Children learn history, literature, basic science, but nobody teaches them how compound interest works. Nobody explains what inflation does to your savings. Nobody shows them the difference between an asset and a liability. And the result is predictable. A 2023 survey by the TIAA Institute found that only 19% of Americans could correctly answer basic questions about compound interest, inflation, and risk diversification. 19%. That means over 80% of adults are making financial decisions every single day. Buying homes, taking loans, choosing retirement accounts with almost no real understanding of how money works. And the financial industry knows this. Credit card companies, payday lenders, and predatory banks profit enormously from financial illit. But here's the thing. Financial education is more available today than at any point in human history. Books like The Richest Man in Babylon, The Psychology of Money, or Rich Dad, Poor Dad can be found for a few dollars or borrowed for free from any library. The wealthy are obsessive readers. Warren Buffett reportedly reads 500 pages a day. Charlie Munger said the best investment he ever made was in books. You don't need a finance degree, you need curiosity and consistency. One book per month on personal finance or investing, that's 12 books a year. In 3 years, your financial understanding will be in the top 5% of the population. Knowledge is the highest returning investment you will ever make. This one is subtle, but it might be the most destructive of them all. Human beings are not rational creatures. We are emotional creatures who occasionally reason, and nowhere is this more dangerous than in financial decision-making. Behavioral economists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky discovered something remarkable. The pain of losing $100 is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining $100. This is called loss aversion, and it causes people to make catastrophically bad financial decisions. When markets drop, people panic and sell, locking in their losses at exactly the wrong moment. When markets are booming, they buy at exactly the wrong moment. They buy high and sell low, which is the precise opposite of what builds wealth. A study by Dalbar, a financial research firm, found that over a 30-year period, the average investor earned 3.7% annually, while the S&P 500 returned 10.7% annually over the same period. The difference? Emotional decisions. People moved their money in and out based on fear and greed and destroyed returns that time and patience would have delivered. But emotions don't just affect investing. They affect every financial decision. People buy things to feel better when they're sad. They overspend at celebrations because of social pressure. They lend money to family members they know won't repay it because they fear conflict more than they value their financial security. The solution isn't to eliminate emotions. That's impossible. The solution is to build systems that protect you from your own worst impulses. Automate your savings so you never have to decide. Set investment rules and follow them regardless of how you feel. Create a waiting period, 48 or 72 hours, before any non-essential purchase over a certain amount. Remove the decision. Remove the emotion. Remove the self-sabotage. The fifth reason is the simplest, and perhaps the saddest. Most people never build wealth because they never truly begin. They tell themselves they'll start investing when they earn more. They'll start saving when the debt is paid off. They'll learn about money when things calm down. They're waiting for the perfect moment. And the perfect moment never arrives. Here's what compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world, as Einstein reportedly called it, actually means in practice. If you invest $200 per month, starting at age 25, at an average annual return of 8%, by age 65, you will have approximately $702,000. If you wait until age 35 to start the same $200 per month, you end up with $298,000. Same monthly investment, same return. A 10-year delay cost you over $400,000. Time is the one resource that cannot be recovered, and every day you wait to begin is a day of compounding you will never get back. You don't need a lot of money to start. You need to start with whatever you have. $50 a month is better than $0 a month. A basic index fund is better than money sitting in a savings account earning 0.5% interest while inflation eats it alive. The wealthy didn't start wealthy. They started. That's the difference. So let's bring it all together. The 90% never build wealth because of 5 interconnected reasons. They trade time for money and never transition to owning assets. They choose immediate gratification over long-term freedom. They avoid financial education and remain vulnerable to a system designed to profit from their ignorance. They let emotions drive their financial decisions instead of systems and strategy. And most importantly, they never truly start. None of these are fixed personality traits. Every single one of them is a learnable skill, a changeable habit, a correctable mistake. The gap between where you are and where you want to be financially is not about luck, connections, or even income. It's about knowledge, patience, and the decision to begin. If this video gave you one thing to think about, I hope it's this. The best time to start building wealth was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. If you found this useful, subscribe, because next week we're going to talk about the exact steps to go from zero savings to your first $10,000 invested. It's simpler than you think. See you then.